All right, so the new Amazon original Swarm.
Yes.
To sum it up without giving anything away, I would say that this show is trying to show you how crazy Beyonce's fan base can be. If we're really just summing it up, that's pretty much what the show is. And they basically focus on one character who is obsessed with a pop star, Nyjah. And this pop star Nyjah is completely based on Beyonce, and they make it obvious in every way that they can. And even though that's like the premise of the show, I promise you, you will not guess what's coming next. You will never know what's coming next.
Right.
But with that being said, what did you think about the show?
Swarm is a pretty interesting show because I tried watching it and I only watched the first episode, and because it's a very slow burn in that first episode, and if you only watch that, it might turn you off from the show right away because it is a little, not much happens. They're slowly building up, but once it hits episode 2, pretty much until the end of the show, it really just takes off and it gets way more interesting with all kinds of like drama and mystery and murder and everything good. And it's almost so good because it's almost good to a fault, because maybe it's just that I'm gullible, but the whole show, they're doing this thing where they're like, every episode they're like, oh, all these people and all these events are based on real things, this is all real stuff, so like, this is not fiction, this is not fiction. So you get really invested, and then there's an episode that's like a documentary episode and you're like, holy what's going on, is this real? And then it actually, if you go and look a little further into it, it kind of, I don't know. I got so built up believing that it was like something real, and then when you look into it, you realize like, oh no, it's just a made up TV show, and they're just telling you it's not.
I
But
agree, like, not to cut you off,
no,
but
go ahead. I was just about to pass it your way.
just what you were saying, like, I was so invested because I thought it was real, because they keep insisting that, like, this is not fiction, this is meant to be real, and then finding out that it's not actually real wasn't, like, it was disappointing, but overall I would say that this show is still like pretty new for what it does and the direction that it takes. And you said by season 2, I say like by the end of season 1, if you can just finish or not season 2 but episode
Episodes,
2,
yeah.
by episode 1, by the end of episode 1, if you can just finish that first episode, that's where things really take a turn. And but I do agree that that first episode felt almost like a completely different show
Right,
than
right.
the direction that the rest of the show goes in, because it starts as kind of like, you're watching it and you're like, maybe this is something that like my wife or my girlfriend would enjoy by herself, because this seems more like a drama. And what is this going to be about, Beyonce or something? Like,
Right.
I'm good. And then you realize that it's about so much more, and they just use how crazy Beyonce's fan base is as a premise for uh, this character to, evolve and go on this journey.
Right.
And even though the show ended up being an actual work of fiction, despite constantly claiming that it wasn't, I still liked it, and I'd still watch it again and recommend it, just because I just feel like it did feel kind of new, and
Right.
it did keep you guessing, it kept you wondering. um I was trying to figure out like who all the characters were supposed to be based on and stuff. I wish there was just like a website that would just tie it all together for you, or like
Right.
even a video that would just come out and say like, this character was inspired by this character and this storyline was based on this rumor, because a lot of it was based on rumors that surrounded Beyonce's fan base.
Right.
And so how they do that, and how they bring all those rumors together into one and make it into like one character, It's really cool, and it is a really good show. I mean, you're gonna be emotional, you're gonna be scared and creeped out, you're gonna be grossed out, um, you're gonna be on the edge of your seat. Like, I would definitely say that this is a really good show. I remember at one point I was like, it was giving me Jordan Peele vibes, and I was like, specifically Get Out. And then I feel like as soon as I said that, we watched an episode that literally felt like a scene from Get Out.
Right.
I have to say, that was probably one of my favorite episodes too. And it has Billie Eilish in it too. So it was a really good episode, and Billie Eilish did really good acting, and I was shocked because I didn't know she could be such a good actor. But yeah, like I said, overall, I'd recommend this to anyone, and I thought it was a really good show. But what about you? Would you recommend this? How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I thought I would definitely recommend it to anyone that has Amazon. It's really good. It like, if despite the them trying to tell you it's all real and stuff, it's like the cinematography and the sound design and stuff. It's very artistic show, and you can tell they put a lot of care into it. It's almost like just this character study of this mega psycho fan, and just like what they're willing to do and everything. And like you said, there's Billie Eilish comes in at one point, and she did a really good job. All the actors did really good as the characters they were portraying. So on pretty much every level, it's a really good show. The music, the visual quality, all of it. I definitely think anyone should go check it out.
I also forgot to mention that I thought Chloe Bailey and Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, I feel like they did really good too. And the girl that played the main character did amazing, and I don't know her name, but she has a lot that she has to act through, and she does it so well.
Yeah,
so I want to give her credit because she did amazing. She carried that show. But to wrap it up, back to you.
Definitely a good show. It's just go check it out. If you got Amazon Prime, it's worth it. You should not be disappointed. Just do not believe the hype. It is not real. It is not a real person. But other than that, if you guys like the video, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.